Hello YouTube, going to shoot you a Friday Eve video, and we got a special guest here, Pete, Nuts 319, and the Eddie Horvath.
Good morning.
And we're just standing around the fire here, and we got a special treat for you today. So what are we sawing here, Ed?
Oh, we're going to saw something you'll probably not be seeing sawed in your lifetime. It'll be American chestnut.
And Pete can tell you the story on that.
Okay, so before anybody comes on and says, oh my God, you cut a tree that's supposed to be extinct and blah, 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 everything else, this tree was dead standing. So the history of the American chestnut real quick, late 1800s, from China or Asia came this, the blight that killed it. I had the name of it here and I wish I could tell you real, okay. It's a hard one. Cryptonectria parasitica. Basically, it's this blight that it just, I don't know how it kills the tree. You can look more up on that, but it just basically girdles the tree and kills it. But it doesn't kill the root system of the tree. So there's still, I want to say like saplings you'll find here and there in certain places. And on this job, I found another living tree, but obviously had the blight. And then from that, I started looking and came across a tree that actually was marked. It was thought to be a red oak, but it was dead standing, still had bark on it. And when chestnut did grow, it grew real fast, and we'll show you the growth rings, I'm sure, when we're sawing it. But it had great big growth rings, but they get to be about this big, and then they die.
Okay.
The blight comes out of it. It's a host. The black oak is a host for it. It'll live in black oak trees, but it will not die. It won't kill the black oak. And then once the chestnuts get big enough, it jumps back over, you know, wind blows, however that stuff spreads.
Okay, now this was one tree, right?
One tree.
So there's 3 pieces.
One tree. I couldn't let it just go. I knew what it was, and I cut it, got it out of there, and the bark was just falling off. So I'm guessing it was dead about 6-8 months, and there's no wormholes in it. There's no bug holes, as far as I know. This is true.
My arm's killing me.
Virgin chestnut. So
It's only 20 years old by the way.
yeah, it's not an old tree. Typically, you'll find them to get about this big, and then they die.
All right, well, let's get the bus motor fired up, and
See if we can't get her sold.
let's see what this thing looks like sawed up. All right. All right, Eddie's loading the chestnut on the mill here, and I got the power takeoff going here so I can run these up a little bit so they don't fall off. So let's just run the chains up a little bit here. Eddie's going to park the machine, and there you go. And the first log, again, I don't think we're going to get much out of, but it is American chestnut. And also, here's what we're going to do right now. Everybody likes when we mark the pith, so before we get sawing here, we're going to give it just a little, oh, it is wet out here. The pith might be a little big here when we're done with this. There it is. So we're going to get up in the cab here and get things all fired up, and we're going to get to sawing here. Alrighty, everybody, let's get this party started. And you're probably wondering, why are you in the dark? Well, we're going to try something different today. And what we're going to do is we're going to run the lighting off of my inverter in the cab here. And that's how 4 years we've had an inverter in the cab. The last video, everybody was highly concerned. Why don't we have an alternator on the bus motor? Why don't we have an inverter? Well, we always did. So anyhow, the little power pack will do fine. In fact, you can see the knees are moving, so that means I got 110 volts to my controls. So let's bring up our first little victim. And it's nice to have Pete come out and visit us here. Some American chestnut. The first 2 logs are not all that great. The butt log should be all right. See if I can get just one on here at a time. They're kind of trying to, there we go. could have been down a little bit further, but it'll be all right. So, I'm going to bring it around. I got a bunch of fog in my window right now. I'm just going to bring that little bit of a crook out. So let me run it forward here. There's Mr. Laser. We're trying to be as sparingly as we can on these cuts. Make sure I got a good hold of it. And I'm not going to get real aggressive on opening this up. Let Eddie get his fingers back. And we're going to saw it into 4/4 lumber. Not bad for a little log. Alright, let's turn it back to the knees and start working another face here. It is just so damp and dreary. Not cold, but it is just fogging my windows up. Alright, let's just take a full set and see what that does. That'll wedge out a 4-inch board. Actually a little bit nicer than I thought it would be for that little tiny log. No booms. Alright. There's Mr. Laser. Let's start there. Be a nice short piece. I'd actually like to build something for Pete out of this. Amazing how nice that is for a crappy little log. That'll take us right into the pith, and we're going to turn it back and saw out the rest. Alright, let's roll it back to the knees. Doggies up and in. The little arms just shove her back tight. Alright, I gotta wipe my window off here, buddy. Just bear with me here a moment. Not such good conditions for the Sawyer in here. I'll show you what's going on here. The humidity is so high with this rain. I'm just suffering in here, but we'll be all right. All right, where was I here? I'm just going to hit a full set there. That should be all right. All right, I'm down to 4 inches. We're just going to saw off as much as we can get off of there. But yeah, it very soft sawing. Kind of looks like oak. I'm just going to leave that thick. All right, let's get our next victim. I'm glad Pete was able to come out. All right, let's run these up. That's sitting a little bit better this time. And let's see if there's any defects we want to get rid of. That looks pretty good. All right. Let's start there. Take just a shim so I can get a full face on there. That's better. I don't know if he wants me to get that bark off of there. Let's see if it moves on down the line. There he goes. All right, we're still at 10 inches. Let's go to the other face. We'll end up with a nice little pile of wood out of this. All right. Going to go full sets at a time here. That's perfect opening face there. Everybody's been asking about this. When are you guys going to saw this? And tell you what, the pith is perfectly centered. We can always come back to these faces at a later time here. So let's just let's work north and south. That'll give us some wider boards is what I'm after. All right, let's start there. Again, it's your world. You can do as you please with your sawmill. Never knew how easy it's sawed. Boy, that would make some nice wall paneling. Probably make some pretty cabinets. Eddie just wants that so bad. Tell you what, I'm going to go out there and grab it. Better. How about that bus motor, Louis? All right, let's roll that back. give it a full set. Oh, he thinks it's, let's check for something underneath of it. Let's take a look here.
A little bark there.
Yeah, we'll get the bark out of there. There's a stick right here. There's a stick right. There you go. We got the whole crew up on the log deck here. That's better. Alright. And Pete's still barking the other one. It's alright. Everything's okay, everybody. No small animals were harmed. Ah, now I gotta go all the way around. Yeah, just hold her tight while we dog it. Alright. And I said on that last video, I said we had a pause for station identification. Someone says, how many people would not know what that means? I'm gonna go grab that little piece of bark off now that I broke it loose. And I think I got a piece underneath here. Let's just let's back this up again. Get Chewy to lift it up just a hair. There we go. Yeah, it was pouring down rain out there this morning. There was no chance of us going out there fooling around in the bark outside in the rain. Okay, so let's get back to what we were doing. All right, let's go. And my cab is now not foggy. I'm really happy about that. I thought my cataracts were getting really bad quickly, and I noticed it was fog. Oh, we're all right, everybody. Boy, that's just clear. Look at that. Just amazing. Well, here's what we're going to do. We got 4 inches left, and I don't want to waste anything on this. So instead of having a 2x7, we're going to end up with a 2x4 left over at the end. All right. Let's see what Mr. Laser says. Okay, I'm going to make a little shimmy or man glitter, one or the other. It's about where I'm at. All right. That's nice and true now. That makes a nice trim stock. And let's turn it. See where the pith's at? That little dot? You got to see me do that earlier. And there you go. And we're just going to go take a full set, work our way down until we get down to our last board we can get off. one more victim. There we go. It's about the same as the last one. Alrighty. Let's get our last and final victim. This is the nicest log. Got a lot of taper to it. We can handle it though. I would have liked it loaded the other way, but again, it was pouring down rain outside. I didn't want to really deal with possibly setting it down in the mud. We're going to probably have to nudge that. That looks like a good face to take off. We're going to start right there. I'm going to reverse that back on the knees here. Just bear with me here for a second, everybody. Let's get one more hold of it. That's better. I didn't want to waste all that. So we'll bump it forward a little bit. There we go. We're going to take some little ironing boards off of it. So I told Eddie we'll keep them small pieces. Easy. Mark might play with them. I might even do something on a CNC with them. I don't know. And I'm just trying to get a whole flat face on here. It is pretty though. Okay, we're going to take one more off. Now we're going to go flat on the head block, so I'm going to try to nudge it forward so I can get my knee on my number one block where it's doing us some good. Alright, so let's lay it down. And the taper's gone. So, I'm going to try something here. I don't know if it'll hold it. We're going to try to back it up just a little bit with the carriage. I think that will work. That'll work good. We're sitting on the face of the knee better, so let's slowly whittle this face down. And we'll keep these little pieces. Perfect. Look how nice that looks. Wow. And again, you don't want to get in a big hurry. I know there's other YouTube channels you'd had. This would have been cut up already and rah. All right, we're dead center in the pith. Let's just take advantage of that. So let's now what I want to do here, if you look at the way that the swell is on this, it's not quite equal, but we're going to split it again. So let's bump the taper out on number 3. All right, let's start there. short paces. And if it was any other wood, I would have probably have opened it about right there. But you don't get this too often. We might never see it again. Looks like it might have a little shake in it. We'll have to inspect them boards when we're done sawing. Alright, let's put it back to the knees. And center that pith up the other way. And see what our options are. Put the taper away. Got a little boom. Let's put the dogs away. Let's start there. About the same thing as we did on the other side. Looking forward to editing this video because I get to see a lot more clearer when I'm doing the edit work. Amazing how clear that log is. But you go over to Eddie's channel, you'll have another perspective of this. Let's see where we're at in the pith. And I'll put a link in the Pete's video when he brought it to us. He said he also has another video somewhere he had saved on literally cutting this tree down. I'm going to take one more board. It's going to be a little off center in the pith, but then we're going to work north and south. Alright. Almost centered the back side of that log. See a little bit of defecting going on here in the butt. Alright, let's get lined back up here again. There's Mr. Laser again. Let's true this back up. That looks all right. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go down until we're just touching the pith, and we're going to roll it out one more time. Saw that other face off, and that's about all we can do. Alright, let's roll it one more time and that'll be it. Come on. Alright, let's saw it on down. Minus a little bit of bark, it did all right. We're going to leave them pieces. They're about all the same, a little bit over 3 inches. That'll give us some options to do something with the center. Might be able to even turn some table legs or something. It'd be beautiful to make a chestnut table. All right, everybody, we will see you at the end of this video. All right, there it is. And Eddie, that was impressive.
Oh, it was. It's probably the only piece we ever saw. You got to see it.
And it made a nice pile of wood. Here's something else I want to show you. This Pecron power unit that we showed on the last video. Now that was from one of my set works to cut them 3 logs. I only used 2% of the charge for that. So we could saw for a long time on this unit for, you know, running the set works. And the beauty is I was able to use the bus motor to run the 1500 watt inverter, which we had for 4 years.
Yes.
A lot of people didn't think we were producing power to run stuff with off of the motor.
You got power.
So yeah, it has a big alternator on it. And so now with this, that's what made it possible to get rid of using the generator. So
I think it's going to work out.
I think it's going to work really good. The inverter did an awesome job on the lights. Them lights do pull some power. 800 watts all total.
They are bright though.
But boys, it make a difference. So yeah, you seen in the beginning of the video that I had to fire the bus motor up first and then turn the lighting on because it's just a lot of draw. So, but yeah, hey, thanks for coming along. Also, go over and check out Pete on Nuts 319. I'll put a link in the description, and also maybe I'll do a pinned comment of the video when he brought these logs to us.
Yeah,
And,
you can see the whole process.
And then also go over and check out Eddie's channel. He'll be showing.
I'm going to do a little wood talk for 5 minutes at the end of it. And you might want to see it.
So yeah, it all worked out good, and hey, we tried something new and it worked. So all right, everybody, hey, thanks for coming along, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye bye.
Here on the Edmiston at the bus motor sawmill.